officially on board.
They rolled us off. Hello there, welcome back to our channel. Hopefully in the recent days, since we have shared a bunch of videos in relation to our recent Alaskan cruise, which in some ways feels like it was like forever ago already. We've only been back for a little over a week. It feels like it was forever ago, but we've talked about the Alaskan cruise quite a bit over the last week and a half. And so hopefully if you've had the chance to watch some of those videos, this is going to be kind of a summary review of a variety of things about this particular cruise, this particular trip that we had to Seattle.
Thoughts and opinions about things. So.
And so we've got a review video we like to do to kind of pull all that stuff together because I know a lot of the videos that we put together, it's going from one event to the other, different activities, excursions going on, but this is going to be a more concise summary of how we felt about this particular vacation, this particular cruise, this particular cruise ship in comparison maybe to other experiences we've had, and just kind of how it stacks up compared to other trips we've had. And so we've got some different categories. We'll try and stick to what we've got on here. So,
all right.
So what do we got?
We'll start with the Norwegian Bliss, the ship itself.
Okay. And just to get a little frame of reference, this is our second time on a Norwegian ship. We were on the Norwegian Epic. We'll do a whole other review of our experience on there because it was an experience. And so this is our second time on the Norwegian cruise, which did kind of help. Even though there were some issues with the previous cruise, we learned some things, which is generally it happens when you try a cruise line. Sometimes I'll see somebody put some negative comments about, oh, don't do this cruise line. I had a bad experience one time. It's like, cruise lines have lots of ships and lots of different itineraries, and so sometimes you learn some things. And so we learned some things our first time that helped us out for sure on this cruise. And I would say overall we had a really wonderful time. But we're going to get into the different categories.
Okay. But the ship itself, we enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot bigger than the Epic. So I mean, we didn't get to everything, but it was a really nice ship.
Yes. And we didn't get to everything because the difference between an Alaskan cruise and like a Caribbean cruise is obviously the temperature. And so your desire to be on the top deck doing all sorts of things until late in the evening, the pool, a lot of your time is limited because of the weather. But we had beautiful weather, but it still wasn't really warm. It wasn't inviting to just go and like lounge on the top deck and sunbathe or anything like that. You could do that the first day. You could maybe do that really just the first day. The first day was kind of about it for that sort of thing. I really didn't see people in the pool the other day. But yes, the ship itself was beautiful. It was clean. It didn't feel old or dingy or anything like that. I mean, the ship was 2018, I believe, is the year. So it's a newer ship.
Just recently refurbished as well. So within the last year. Oops, sorry. Yeah,
they refurbished the observation lounge area, which was a key feature of this particular ship that I was really looking forward to. And so yes, the observation lounge with the big windows that you can just see the panoramic view around the ship easily. That was a specific feature of this ship that we loved. And the sister ship, the Joy, has the same sort of observation lounge. And so yes, that was a feature I was really looking forward to, and it did not disappoint. There were some times when it was a little busy and a little noisy.
Yes.
There were, it was a lot easier to get some good seats than I thought it was going to be, because some people say, oh man, there's a lot of people, it's hard to get a seat. With a little bit of waiting, you can get to the right seat. You kind of sit in the seat close to the seat you want to be, sit there for half an hour, then somebody leaves and you jump right in. You just got to be ready for it. But it was beautiful. I loved it.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else
particular to the ship getting...
Yep. Not really.
We really weren't in the atrium area. The atrium area, Norwegian ships have a pretty similar atrium area. When we went through the local grill area, you can look down and see the activities going on. But for the most part, we were pretty busy, so we really weren't sitting.
And if we weren't busy, we were napping.
Yes.
Which, let's talk about our room.
Yes.
So inside stateroom.
Yep.
Very small.
Yep. And if you've already watched those videos, we kind of explained the shock and awe of coming into the room. But that space was really efficiently used space. And so after we unpacked, we had room for everything. Yeah.
Okay. But I do have one complaint, and that is the bed. Like Ryan said, it's fine. When I go on a Disney ship, I don't even really take note of the bed because it's a bed. But this, it was like, you know, when you go to your grandparents' house and like you lay a bunch of blankets on the floor, that's what I felt like. I felt
you felt like it was that firm.
Yes.
That firm of a bed.
I felt like the mattress was very thin and it was on a hard surface, and yeah, it was just
too firm for her liking.
There was no give for because I'm a side sleeper, and so
and everybody has their preferences. So so if Disney ships, their mattresses are soft enough for your liking.
Yes.
Maybe just a little bit too soft for me, but
they're soft enough I don't even notice them, honestly.
Yeah. Me, I fall right asleep, so I don't notice a whole lot, but but as far as the things that are available in the room, even though it was a small size inside stateroom, it was very efficient, very functional for what we needed, and that worked out really great. Like I said, surprising, because the shock and awe initially was, oh my goodness, this is really small, but it worked out great.
And with that, we'll just go into service as well, because really the only people you get to know on a Norwegian cruise is your stateroom host. And like, you know, keeping things clean. Like, she did a great job. We really liked Katrina. And although we barely saw her.
We saw her in passing. If you know, we saw her very early on, right? Kind of right when we were getting situated in the room, and so we probably had 4 or 5 interactions with her along the way, and you know, we had a few questions because there was a mistake that was made. Somebody had called in. They had an issue with a smoke smell, and they must have reported the wrong number or something when they called in, because we had a message on our phone from a manager or somebody saying, hey, I just want to touch base to check on the problem that was reported. We didn't report a problem. We didn't have any issue with our room. And so, but our stateroom host, Katrina, checked in with us like, hey, I need to report back if there's any issue. They said they left a message. They're like, oh yeah, we got a message, but we had deleted it and we didn't know how to.
We didn't get the phone number to call back. It was a whole big thing. Anyway.
But we didn't have any problem, but somebody must have had a smoke smell type issue in their room. But the service was really great. And like she said, you know, the differences between cruise lines means that the kind of service you get can vary a little bit, not just in terms of quality, but the quantity. So we've cruised on Disney Cruise Line quite a few times, and with their service, when it comes to the main dining areas, you have the same dining servers with you that move from one area to the next.
And you get to know them. Throughout the cruise. They get to know you. And so going on a Norwegian cruise is very different for us, because it's like, every time we went to dinner, there was somebody new, because we were, you know, they just don't follow you around. Although this time we did have that one girl. The one lady.
The one we didn't want to have multiple times.
She seemed kind of grumpy the whole time.
Yeah, and you know, if I had as busy of a job as they have with their turnaround that they have with the dining areas, this was in the complimentary dining areas where. And then she was also in the local. We noticed her over there for a portion of one of our meals. just very busy and a little late getting us our desserts, which this was on a day when we were needing to get off the ship and go to British Columbia, to Victoria to get off for that. And so we're looking at the clock. We're like, we want our desserts. And so, and they came, but there was some sort of
eating
issue
companion.
there.
She had an excursion that she had to get to.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, but I mean,
outside of that, all the other eating areas that we were in, the service was really, really great. Courteous, kind,
well, you want to talk
helpful.
about the food now?
No, but service, and then also we didn't really need to utilize guest services for anything. Getting on board and getting off, people, there was really no service issues that we had on this ship at all. Okay.
So you want to talk about food?
Food. Okay. So one of the reasons, one of the reasons. So initially, after we got started cruising with Disney Cruise Line, our very first cruise ever, and we did that for our first quite a few cruises before we would try anything else. She was hesitant about trying other cruise lines because she's totally happy with Disney cruises. But for me, everybody has different things, different categories that are more important for their vacation experience. And so for me, food, I love food. Food is my love language. And so I'll probably keep track of how many love languages I have on here, but really love food and like variety, like different things. And so I had, sometimes if you don't have anything to compare something to, you can just assume that what you're having is the best. And so because I've been on Disney Cruise Line a few times, that's the only thing I had for cruise food. And so there's nothing to compare it to. So everything felt great. But then after we've been on quite a few ships, it started to feel routine, feel the same. And so I was really ready to try something different. And so that's why we originally tried the Norwegian Epic to get on a Norwegian cruise line last year, because I watched other YouTube review people who talk about different cruise lines, people who have been on multiple cruise lines, and they did their own ranking for which cruise line has the best entertainment, evening entertainment, which cruise line has the best just service, which cruise line has the best food, which cruise line has the best onboard entertainment type things going on, which cruise line has the best ships. And so they did rankings for all of those things. And so one of the things that surprised me was I think they rated 8 cruise lines and they ranked Disney at like number 5 or number 6 on the food for the dining stuff. And so for me, it's like, oh wait, you're telling me that there are 4 or 5 other cruise lines with better food than Disney? I wanna give that a try. And so Norwegian was ranked pretty highly on their scale in terms of food quality, especially with their specialty dining areas. And so that was what pushed me towards like, hey hon, let's try Norwegian. Let's go that direction with trying food. And so we got to try some new food places. You want to go through the list of the places we went to? And
so our specialty dining on this cruise, we'll just go, we're not going to compare the last one. We'll get into that later. But we did Food Republic, which is an Asian fusion place. We really liked that food. We also went to Teppanyaki, which is a hibachi grill. And then we also had Cagney Steakhouse, which is a steakhouse. Yes, all of those were ranked really high. The other places that the complimentary places you can eat are the Manhattan Room, Taste and Savor. They all have the same menu each night, but it varies throughout the cruise.
Each night, so each night there's a different
Tuesday
menu.
is the same menu for each one.
Yeah, because that was confusing for some other people, is whether that menu, like if they came back the next night, was going to be the same menu. No,
so if you came back Wednesday,
the menu has some variance from one night to the next. They do have some a whole section of staple things that are there every single night, but the main entrees change from night to night. But it didn't really matter if you went to Manhattan, Taste, or Savor. It didn't matter which one you were going to.
It's just the atmosphere of each room.
Yeah.
Depending on what you were wanting for the night. There was also the pub. There was also a couple other places we could have eaten.
The local.
Well, the pub. It's a pub on each one, but on this one it was called the local. On another ship it's called something else. For the most part, the complimentary dining, like, it was okay. I just remember the one appetizer I ordered was mini tostadas. I was like so excited about it, and they were tortilla chips, and they were soggy, and I was like, "This is okay, all right, thanks."
Yeah.
But like, what did they had a Nutella creme brulee in one of the complimentary, like that was really good. There was some good foods. Nothing's really standing out to me right now. Like, but the specialty dining, that I can give you in detail.
And it's and this is just one of those things that's different between cruise lines, because on the Disney ship they'll have like one or two, like for the Disney Magic, Disney Wonder, they have one specialty dining restaurant, Palo. That's it. Outside of that, you've got 3 main dining areas. The Wonder, one specialty dining place, and that's it. And then the other stuff. And then when you get on the Dream and the Fantasy, you have Paolo and Remy, a French restaurant and an Italian restaurant. So you've got 2 specialty restaurants, and so you're really only eating at a specialty restaurant like maybe once, maybe twice on the entire cruise. For Norwegian, the way their ships are, they have many, many, many specialty places you can eat. So there's the 3 that we went to that you mentioned. There's also the Q restaurant. There's also the what's the one with the fish?
Palomar.
Palomar. And then what else?
La Bistro, which is the
That's
French.
right. We didn't go to La Bistro, and
then La Cucina, which is the Italian place.
Yep. And I think there's another place that might be like an Asian, like for getting sushi and different things like that. So they have
maybe
many,
not on our ship.
many,
I don't know, but
yes, and so they've got a lot of specialty options. And so, for over half of our meals, we're going to different specialty places. And so that's, so the complimentary dining in Norwegian for this ship just does not compare to the main dining areas on Disney ship. But when you compare the specialty dining that you're eating a lot of those places, it was really good. So the Asian fusion place, really loved most of the things that we had overall. If we went back, we'd probably order a couple things different, but some of the things were so good.
We're really hungry when we go.
Yes, yeah, and I think we were pretty hungry. We knew going in from having watched the reviews of others. There's a lot of food choices on there. You're gonna be full. We ate plenty of what we loved, and we were good.
Yes.
So that was great. Teppanyaki, same thing. We had been had teppanyaki on the Epic last year. Some people are not big on having entertainment or noise while they're trying to enjoy a meal. And so for those reasons, if you don't like a lot of noise, or you're not looking for entertainment in terms of what, if you've never been to a hibachi grill and you don't know what to expect, there's singing and music and doing little things, flipping stuff around. Some people are just not interested in that, and so you can go try something else. But this time I really got to enjoy it more than I did before, because I did arrive hungry. I didn't feel queasy. I didn't feel, I wasn't exhausted. I wasn't a lot of things. And so that was great. And Cagney's is just a really, really great steakhouse that a lot of people recommend. They've got some wonderful options on there. And unlike last time, I wasn't able to eat all of it. I was pretty full, but it was really.
We were pretty tired too, I think.
Yep.
And also 7-layered chocolate cake.
Yeah. My favorite part about that is she doesn't finish all of hers. So I get all of mine and
there you go.
Maybe a third of your chocolate cake. Oh, I'll just slide that over here. And I knew that's part of why I didn't finish that whole entire prime rib that I had. It was pretty good size. I'm like, there's dessert coming. I'll enjoy that. Yeah. So I was very, very, very happy with the food. I would say overall, my ability to enjoy meals on a 7-day cruise like this one, as compared to 7 days on the Fantasy, I think as far as just comparing food to food, I enjoy the food better on Norwegian. But what you miss out on, as we mentioned before, is not just the staff move with you from one place to the next, but we have people that sit with us usually. And so our meal experiences on the Disney ships, not only do you have the same servers that you get to know as you go along, a lot of times depending on what your seating situation is, which a lot of times we end up...
It's just the two of us.
So a lot of times we end up getting seated with... So when we're seated with other couples on a Disney ship, there's, 4 or 6 other people we're eating dinner with. and that adds to the dinner experience. And so just want to clarify, the food quality and the food diversity and those things, great, but that's not all that a meal involves. And so
we kind of made that.
After 4 dinner meals with the same date every night, it was like, oh my goodness. No, I'm kidding. It was still fine.
But we kind of made our own seating chart, not chart, but we invited the Rick and Diane and we had dinner with them a couple times and breakfast, and so it's we kind of made it happen. This time for us.
And that was helpful, especially for the complimentary dining, where we were able to plan and eat with other people that we were wanting to see. So.
But the two introverts being extroverted, hey, come join us.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yep. So that's food. What's our next quality?
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Yes. Yeah.
So, Disney, they have Broadway style musicals on their ships. Of course, they are Disney classics. Love them so much. So going to Norwegian, their style is a little different than what I'm used to on a cruise ship.
Yeah. And that's probably the best word to use, is to just say different. Yeah. It's not better or worse. Yeah. It all has to do with people's personal tastes, and people just have different tastes for what they want for evening entertainment purposes. And so obviously, if you're a Disney fan, having some of the things that they have, you're going to love that more than other things. But if Disney's not quite your thing, then there's other entertainment.
Then seeing Beauty and the Beast is not gonna in the theater is not gonna be fun for you.
So a few of the things that they had for the entertainment one of the things was Jersey Boys, and I thought that was a really well done show. I thought it was really. Thought the singing quality and everything was great. Telling the story of. What's his name again?
Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli. So telling the story of Frankie Valli was great, and then on one of the nights we were in the Cavern, which the Cavern is a thing that is set up for the cavern where the Beatles got started playing, and so that was one of their smaller venue, and we loved the Beatles performance. And for the one night that we were there, we got there early, we got good seats, and we got to sit with these New Yorkers. Yeah. And so these New Yorkers were sitting, an older couple, kind of, maybe older than our parents. They're probably in their 80s. And so
their daughter was older than us.
Yeah, their daughter was older than us. And they're like, hey, our parents are going to be here a little bit. Can they sit with you guys up there? We're like, great. And they sat with us, and I got to ask them how they thought about the Jersey Boys the night before, if they had went, and they both went.
Because they had seen it on Broadway in New York.
They were very impressed. They loved it. They thought it was great. They had seen it themselves in New York, and I think she had even seen Frankie Valli in Atlantic City before. Yeah. So for us, we had nothing to compare it to. Yeah. They had some comparison, and they thought the show was absolutely great. A little language, a little bit of sexual stuff in there in the storyline because it's part of the story. But as far as the quality of it, very good. The other show was Icons.
And it was just them singing sing 3 Dolly Parton songs and 3 Whitney Houston songs and 3 Elton John songs, and it was just okay, who's coming next? Kind of, and it's the song, so you're singing along too. But I think we were both just tired from. It was a long day that day.
Yes, that was a late show.
It was very late, and so we were just, I was like, okay, that was nice. Let's go to bed.
Yep. Then the quality of, we went to 4 different Beatles shows, 1 in the Cavern, 3 in the main theater.
Or was 3? We only did 2. There's 4 total, and we did 3 of their shows. So we did 2 in the theater.
2 in the theater and 1 in the Cavern, so that's 3. So we saw 3 of their shows. Because we went to the Cavern Club once, and we were in the theater twice.
Oh, we were in the theater 3 times.
Yep.
I can't remember.
We saw them quite a bit. They did a fabulous job, and that's kind of a regular thing that they have, are the Beatles on different ships. And so, so I think the entertainment was very good, dependent upon people's taste. We also went to the Comedy Club a couple different times. I thought it was going to be totally different material or whatever, and it was partially different. There was some similar stuff, but it wasn't really communicated like, because these comedians are coming out like 3 or 4 times during a 7-day cruise. And so I
think it was her first time being on a cruise ship.
Maybe.
The one lady that we saw.
And she was a pretty popular, I guess out in the world, she's a pretty popular comedian and had been on some pretty
late night shows.
Yeah, so she's already got a name and a resume out there for her comedy, and it was adult. It was very adult. That's why they had it on later in the evening.
Yeah.
So very different than what we went to comedy wise before. But anyways, you just have to know it's when it says adult comedy and 18 plus, like they're gonna use that to the fullest. But outside of that, any other entertainment stuff that we went to?
Not
as far as inside, unless you want to consider the go-kart a part of the entertainment.
Oh yeah, we could.
A part of the entertainment options.
Yeah.
Which that was a very unique thing, a very unique experience that they have go-kart track. We had seen because we watch a lot of review stuff together. People talk about, oh, it's a long wait, it's a long whatever to get up. Not at all. Maybe that is for other parts of the year. Yeah, so we went a little bit early, thinking, okay, we need to get there a little early because it might be.
Well, we thought about doing the doubles.
Yeah.
We're gonna because they were 2 people at a time, and they have a weight limit. We were like, we don't.
We were over that.
We don't.
We were over that before we got onto the ship. We were definitely over that when we rolled off the ship. So
we had to do singles, which I was kind of disappointed because I wanted him to drive so I could video while we were doing
video our experience, but then they weren't going to allow you to do that.
If I'm busy driving, I can't video. Even when I really wish I had the camera going when he was like, "You need to use your brake." Excuse me.
Yeah. So they were. So watching some of the reviews about, sometimes it can take a while. Maybe it's just situational. But the situation for us, even on an at-sea day when things are a lot busier, usually for activities, we had no problems getting in line, getting it going.
People were just like, I'm tired.
And that might be some good advice too. Like, hey, if it fits day one, everybody's gonna be fighting to get on the go-karts the first day and the second day and other days. We went on the last day and it was super easy. We were the first ones in line. We just had a little bit of a wait.
And even when we were done, there was no line.
Yeah.
To get it back on. Like, we could have just gone back
on. And the cost was worth it. The quality was worth it. So they went faster than I thought they were because in the area where you're at, a lot of times you see them as they're getting started or finishing and it's slower. They have it regulated until everybody gets on the track and gets going. And so I really didn't get to see earlier just how fast they were going. You go plenty fast enough. It was plenty fun enough. For the time we waited, the driving was plenty long enough, doing multiple laps, and all of that made the price. It was like $15 per person. Totally worth it for doing once. If it would have been a different day, I would have wanted to go back and do it another day too. Yeah. But since it was the last day, there were other things we needed to do. But that entertainment option was
we could have gotten the T-shirt that said that I raced at sea.
Yep. Yeah. Entertainment. I know it doesn't quite fit under entertainment, but the pool. We were in the pools for a little bit. It was an adult-only pool area because it did have signs that said adults only.
But kids were right next door.
Right, There's another area that had some other stuff.
I mean, it was like the same open area. It wasn't like walled off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So this was in the midship area, and we enjoyed that. And on that last day when we were walking around, that was the first time we went to the back of the ship where they have the spice.
The adult only.
Yeah, Spice H2O, I believe is what that back area is called. And so they've got some other pool stuff back there. But we went back there and you have the exhaust. You have the big funnels that have some exhaust. And because that's at the back of the ship, you could notice. And that was on a day. And that's on a day when we were booking it back. Yeah. So this ship was really moving to get to Victoria that night. And so because of that, it's like, who wants to smell exhaust, while you're trying to enjoy that stuff? So maybe there are other parts of the trip where it wouldn't be as noticeable and you'd be able to enjoy that backspace, but it was not that day. So we enjoyed the other pool area a lot better because of that. It was just a really nice open area.
So
anything else for entertainment that we enjoyed? We didn't do any bingo. We didn't do any, let's make a deal. None of the other stuff that they have.
We didn't
got all
really,
those things.
like the musicians that would be in the atrium. We didn't really see any of those.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd hear them, but throughout as we're walking around.
Yeah, like you said, we maximized as much of our time during those port times as we could.
Yeah.
And so if we didn't have a big thing going on, we were getting in a nap in the afternoon. We were getting to bed early because we had to get up early the next day.
I will say though, we were sitting in the local having lunch, and there was a guy singing like Elton John songs, Elvis, whatever, and there was a couple that was seated at the rim of the atrium, so it was looking down. And they started playing Elvis, I Can't Help Falling in Love, and they got up and started dancing like right there, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, just a very, very different kinds of entertainment stuff than other cruises we've been on.
Okay, so we'll end this here.
Okay.
And then
take a break and then come back to some other stuff.
We'll cover the others. We'll cover the cities and other things that we would do differently when we go on another Alaskan cruise.
All right.
All right. Thank you for watching.